Hey there, fellow adult collectors, welcome back. David Eon here with yet another vintage video showcase, and today's subject is Mattel's How the West Was Won, or more to the point, TV's How the West Was Won, which were produced in 1978. And what you're looking at is it. These two figures represent the entire series because the series was dropped, even though additional pieces were in the 1978 Mattel Toy Fair catalog. The same thing happened with these as happened with the Grizzly Adams figures that were released at the same time. More things were shown, but they were never produced. With this set, there was supposed to be a Zeb McCann that came in a 2-pack with a horse. Additionally, Ben from Grizzly Adams was supposed to be in a 2-pack with the bear Ben. Mattel never made it. And I count these as being part of the Big Jim family for the obvious reasons that those are definitely Big Jim bodies and molds. And clothing even, they just retooled a few things, altered this and that, and then made themselves a Zeb and Lone Wolf figure, just like they did with Nakoma and Grizzly Adams from the show Grizzly Adams, as you can see here. And the boxes are even stylized in a very similar fashion. They look the same. And this is a box type that was used before, as well as the figures being redone. Now, this was a popular show. Grizzly Adams was a very popular show, and I've done Grizzly Adams in a previous showcase you can find on this channel. Very popular show based on an actual person. Based on a show based on a film, based on an actual person. And additionally, How the West Was Won is a show based on a film, although I don't believe it was an actual person. I believe it was fictional. And the film came out in 1962 and was a very popular film with a gigantic all-star cast. The cast for the 1962 How the West Was Won film reads like a who's who of Hollywood. I mean, Gregory Peck was in it, James Stewart was in it, Eli Wallach, John Wayne was in it, Spencer Tracy was in it, Lee Van Cleef was in it, and the Zeb character, who you're looking at right now, was actually played by George Peppard in the film. And yes, that is George Peppard from the A-Team that I'm talking about here. There's the Lone Wolf. I'll turn him a little bit, try to get some of that glare off. And these are sealed, so I will not be opening them. These are sealed packages. If it was a box that could be opened and resealed, I would open it to help to demonstrate the figure better and let you get more of a look at it. But since these have never been opened, I'm not going to tamper with them. You know how it goes, guys. And these are not easy to find. If you were to go on eBay right now, you might find at most 2 of each of these figures in the box, and probably more loose. So they are somewhat rare, although not in huge demand. They're not in huge demand. Let's get a close-up on this artwork. And I love the artwork on vintage packaging. I think that something has really been lost with modern toys and modern action figures, because there's no longer an attempt by most companies to appeal to the eye of the consumer with the packaging and the artwork. I mean, this stands out. You look at this and you're like, wow, that is just really well done. Somebody took their time, they painted this, they translated it to cardboard to try to impress the consumer when they looked at it on the shelf. And you see that again with the Grizzly Adams back here. There's Nakoma. Love the artwork on these. The television show came on in 1976, and it ran for 3 seasons from 1976 to 1979, although there's something a little unusual about it in that it only had 26 episodes apparently. I'll let you get another look at the Grizzly Adams if you never saw the other video, but I do encourage you to check it out if you get the chance. And I'll look at the back of these packages too in a moment. 26 episodes for 3 seasons, although that's common nowadays, was very uncommon in the 70s. 26 episodes, that's 1 season in the 60s, 70s, 80s, whatever. And I wonder if it wasn't 3 miniseries. Although it was a very popular series, How the West Was Won is considered to be one of the best television western shows ever done. Take a look at the art on the sides of the boxes here. And Zeb wants to tilt for some reason, so I'm just going to have to watch out for him. I don't want these to fall over, even though they wouldn't be harmed. I'm paranoid. It says, make his hands grip. Make his hands grip. And then down here, press his back to move his arm. And that's even well drawn, even though an attempt here obviously was made to draw the toy rather than the actor. For the TV series, this actor was James Arness, believe it or not. That, let me back this up here. I may have to tilt that because it keeps wanting to lean. That is James Arness from Gunsmoke, who played Zeb in the television series. Great artwork again, and it's just a continuation of the art from the front. Somebody put a lot of effort into that, and I appreciate it. If you hear chirping and burbling, it's my cat under my legs here, making little semi-purr noises. And then we'll take a look at Lone Wolf over here. Oh, it's getting some glare. There we go. Lone Wolf's full art card. But that was James Arness. And Bruce Boxleitner, if I'm pronouncing that right, I can't remember. Is it Boxleiter or Boxleitner? Played his son Luke. And you might remember him as the captain from Babylon 5. Now, he's been acting for a long time, and there's a description of who he's supposed to be. Rough-cut mountain man, untamed as the land he roams. And they're not kidding either. It says television's How the West Was Won is an absorbing tale well told amid massive scenic wonders. And this is a show, again, considered to be one of the best television westerns ever done. Won many awards while it was on the air, at a time where you actually earned it when you won an award. It's not like nowadays when Oscars and Emmys and things like that, and even the Nobel Prize, is just handed out for political and social reasons, for elitists to pat themselves on the back. You had to actually work for it in these days. I know, a little personal opinion there, and I try not to be political at all on this channel, but don't worry, that's about as far as I'll take it. And again, you know, if you're into Big Jim, these figures are part of the Big Jim family. So if you're trying to do Big Jim, if you're into big Jim type figures and you don't have a huge budget, something like this might be a good place to start, because again, mint in the box, I wouldn't expect you to pay more than $100 for either of these right now at the absolute top of your game. Same thing goes for the Grizzly Adams figures back there. Has anyone ever seen this show? Are you watching this and you're like, I remember that show? I don't remember this one too well. I remember it being on, but I don't remember it that well. But I'm curious to see it again, and I might, because as some of you who are regular viewers know, LPH, my wife, and I, we primarily only watch vintage television. It's about all we watch. And we have a schedule that we follow. And we pick a show, and we watch 1 or 2 episodes of that show on a certain day, and then the next day we watch 1 or 2 episodes of a certain show, and so on. So we don't binge watch it all, and we watch all vintage shows from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, and a couple of 90s. And we actually really enjoy that. And I might add this to the list. I'd like to watch Grizzly Adams again. I remember that one fondly from childhood. But this one I don't remember too well. What do you think of these figures? Do you like these? Do you think they're interesting? Does this look like something you might like to track down? Have I inspired you at all by showing you these? Big Jim collectors out there, were you aware of these? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments section down below. Please do give the video a thumbs up if you got something out of it. Share it if you can. Subscribe if you're new. Check out some of our other videos. I've done a lot of vintage action figure and toy showcases like this one, as well as modern unboxings of 6th and 12th scale figures. We do adult toy and action figure discussions and industry discussions, and weekly showcases, weekly roundups, convention tours, and so on. We get a lot going on this channel. A little something for everybody in the world of nostalgia and adult collecting. So, hope you enjoyed that, especially if you've never seen these before. And what more can I say? But thanks for watching. And we will see you again soon.